I'm a hypocrite. I am a massive hypocrite. I said I wasn't going to do this, but here I am doing it. We're talking Yankees. I have no choice but to address this, but to discuss it with you, because what I am seeing, what I am reading on a daily basis is infuriating. It is. I'm Bryce Gelman. I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a Giants fan, and I'm a Knicks fan. I talk about those three things. I talk about other things too. I swore off paying attention and putting as much energy that I put into the Knicks and the Giants into the Yankees. Because I think, and this is just my opinion, and I believe that my opinion is correct. There are other things out there that are more subjective, but I believe objectively the Yankees are an unserious organization, an organization that makes billions and billions of dollars, yet cries poverty. And that's why I have found it so difficult to have any hope, to have any belief that anything is going to change with the Yankees. So here I am today, talking about them, giving them the attention they so desperately want and need. The attention they thrive from. I've seen a lot from Brian Cashman, from a guy like Brian Hoke, Jim Bowden, all these different beat writers, reporters, team general managers. Every single one of these reports is making me more and more concerned for the Yankees this upcoming season. We saw what happened last year. We saw the Yankees flamed out in pathetic, devastating fashion like they do every single year for the exact same reasons why they've lost for the last 8-9 years. The team is unbelievably flawed. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is they've gone from being two right-handed to two right-handed to now two left-handed. This is, of course, according to Brian Cashman. There's just a lot out there from this team, from the organization, from, again, the beat writers, the reporters, that this is just, it's shaping up to be another disappointing offseason. And last year, of course, congratulations to the Yankees. They signed Max Fried. That was their big acquisition over the last few years. That's their biggest acquisition, along with the Carlos Rodon signing. Yeah, they traded for Juan Soto. Terrific. They, for whatever reason, cannot get out of their own way. And that's why I'm on here today, because, I have to discuss this. I have to get into what the offseason moves are, potential offseason moves. Winter meetings going on right now. Don Mattingly didn't make the Hall of Fame last night. That was pathetic. I could spend 20 minutes talking about that, but let's focus on the current day. Let's stay in the present tense. It all started with this. It all started with this comment from Hal Steinbrenner a few weeks ago. In late November, 2 weeks ago, where Hal Steinbrenner said, it's not fair to assume the Yankees make a profit. I don't want to get into it, but that's not a fair statement or an accurate statement. Everyone wants to talk revenues. They need to talk about our expenses, including the $100 million expense to the city of New York that we have to pay every February 1st, my birthday, by the way, including the COVID year. So it all starts to add up in a hurry. This is exactly what you would expect from a guy who doesn't make money besides from the team that he owns. This reminds you of a lot of John Mara, it's a completely different sport. NFL teams have a salary cap. All of them, go up to the max of how much they can pay. Baseball's different. We understand that. And here's the other thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm taking for granted what the Yankees have done in the past throughout my life. They spend. All right? They spend. And this all stems from what Hal's father, George Steinbrenner, began with the Yankees. And that is the willingness to go out and get the best players, because this is New York. This is the Yankees. This organization is the pinnacle of all the sports. Everyone says it. They've got 27 world championships, yada, yada, yada. No one cares. No one cares. What people are concerned about, what people are all up in arms about, is the fact that Hal owns the team, but he's as fiscally conservative as one could possibly be while owning, is it the most valuable franchise in sports? Because all these lists, they're one or two every single time. When NFL teams make so much money, the Yankees are still head and shoulders above all the other MLB teams and other teams across the four major sports. So why are we here time and time again, where there's so much uncertainty, not as to what the Yankees are going to do, but how they are going to do it? And what they plan on spending, how aggressive they will be, there's always this uncertainty. And I started with this if you missed it, because I swore to myself that I wouldn't lose my mind about the Yankees, that I accepted who they are. I accepted their defeat last year, which I was not surprised about. And I accepted that things will probably not change. And here we are. On December 8th, I'm here talking to you about my concerns for this organization that I have had concerns about for now 10 years. I think we could say that this upcoming year will be the 10th straight season in which the Yankees are underwhelming. The first year with the Baby Bombers in 2017, they made the playoffs. They, of course, came within one game of making the World Series. They lost to the cheating Astros. Everything has gone downhill since. I mean, look at you. Come on, what are we doing? I don't know how I'm getting all these spam messages. All right, bye. My apologies. I've got to address all these YouTube comments that are. What is going on? I thought that was only with Elon. I digress. I need to address a few things. And sorry, I'm so long-winded in getting into this. I feel like I just need to vent to you guys because I just did not find myself doing this tonight. What the hell are the Yankees going to do this offseason? They wanted to bank. They still, all signs point. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. What is going on with these comments? You heard, of course, going into this year, Yankees traded for Cody Bellinger, coming off a so-so season in which he could have gotten a massive payday. He didn't. So he decided to, go prove it with the Yankees. And boy, did he prove it. He clearly upped his value an immense amount. So much so that there are plenty of teams across MLB that are now interested in him. The Yankees gave up a few guys. It wasn't much. It wasn't a lot to the point where I'm like the Juan Soto deal, where I'm looking back oh, Michael King's gone. Yankees are in Michael Quinn as well. What Michael Quinn? Michael Quinn. If you know, you know. Michael King. They're in on him. They're in on a multitude of other guys, but Bellinger is where they wanted to start. That is the centerpiece of what the Yankees are trying to do this offseason, which is acquire a guy you could put in the outfield. Of course, a guy in Cody Bellinger that could play right field, center field, left field, because you've got two guys. One in Jason Dominguez, someone who everyone thought was this 5-tool Mickey Mantle type player. Turns out he can't play center field. Turns out he sucks in left field. Turns out he can't play anywhere. So Cody Bellinger became that Swiss Army knife in the outfield for the Yankees. Could also play first base. He's inexpendable at the plate and in the field. So the Yankees are in on Cody Bellinger, to no one's surprise. I wouldn't say it's very likely that he comes back to be a Yankee, but I'd say it's more likely that he's a Yankee compared to every other team. The Mets are in on him. I assume the Phillies are in on him. All these other teams are in on Cody Bellinger, and it is essential that the Yankees bring him back. Now, why do I say all of this? Because just like last season, that's how the Yankees work. They hyper-fixate on one guy. All the other plans, all the other moves will hinge on that one deal. And I'm not saying that this is to the extent of the Juan Soto deal. Of course, Juan Soto, they were offering him $765 billion over 16 seasons. Of course, Cody Bellinger is not going to make nearly that much. But you catch my drift that the Yankees get hyper-fixated on these guys who they really want to re-sign. Again, these are two extreme and specific circumstances where they were rentals. Yankees wanted to re-sign them. Their value went up exponentially, and then the Yankees did not offer enough to bring them back. And I'm not there yet. We are not there yet with Cody Bellinger. The Yankees, there's another reason why I'm doing this. It's not just what Hal Steinbrenner said 2 weeks ago. It's the stuff that Brian Cashman said, what Brian Hoke has said, what all these different talking heads within MLB media have said about the Yankees. There's a certain level of, I'd say, secrecy, which is a good thing with the Yankees. When it comes to Tatsuma Ime, who's comes over from the NPB, 27-year-old, had an under 2 ERA from the NPB, someone that the Yankees are interested in, involved with. We'll see what happens with that. But these are all guys that I don't know how much they're going to help the Yankees at the end of the day. The Yankees have an amazing starting rotation. And that's not to say, like, you don't go after him. It's like taking best player available in a draft. Like, it doesn't matter how much you have. The Giants just drafted Abdul Carter. They have a wealth of talent on the defensive line, but they drafted the best available prospect. It's the same thing with MLB, especially when there's no salary cap. Yankees have an opportunity to sign Tatsuma Ime from the NPB. They have an opportunity to sign him for significantly less than Yoshinobu Yamamoto was signed for. And of course, he's not the same player that Yamamoto is. And we saw what happened in the World Series. You can understand why he was the highest paid pitcher ever at the time. The Yankees have an opportunity here to bring in Ime. They have an opportunity to make some moves. They've got some guys sitting in the minors. Spencer Jones, I'm looking directly at you. They've got Jason Dominguez, who everyone was touting as the next Mickey Mantle, the Martian, who has been massively underwhelming and hasn't been given, an adequate chance to prove himself. I understand that. There's no guarantee that he's going to be any better. There's no guarantee he's going to learn how to play the field. There's no guarantee that he's going to learn how to hit from the right side. So the Yankees are, of course, looking at potential trades to move those guys. My dream is, of course, a trade for Tatis. I don't know if that will ever happen, but a man could dream, right? So Brian Cashman made some comments. He said a bunch of stuff. I of course, read you the Hal Steinbrenner comments. This is what Brian Cashman had to say today. We're certainly open-minded, I think. First and foremost, let's start with the premise. We have good players on this roster. We have really good players on this roster. And we are covered in most all areas that you need to be covered. Now, what does that signal to you? What does that say? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to decipher the fact that the Yankees are trying to lower our expectations. So when they inevitably do nothing in the offseason, they could say, well, told you so. Oh, we said we weren't going to do much. Why are you surprised? The Yankees faltered in the same way they faltered so many times before last season yet again. What changes did they make organizationally? Oh, they fired their bullpen coach. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did that. Manager and the GM are still here. Now, the GM, Brian Cashman, a lot has been said about him, and this is not the point of this to hate on Cashman. He's a good GM, fine. But the Yankees as a whole, the structure, from their coaching staff all the way to the top, not below that, and also the roster and the talent as well, is the same. Is the same. So looking at that, if that hasn't changed, you might ask, Bryce, what else needs to change? The Yankees want to end this streak of pathetic performances late in the season and the postseason. But the talent pool would have to change. Oh, the Yankees are going to have to balance out their lineup even better. The Yankees are going to need to go and make a big splash. And what do we have thus far? Nothing. And not to say there are plans in the making that could happen within the next few days. All we have are these comments from Brian Cashman, these comments from Hal Steinbrenner that shouldn't give anyone hope. The secrecy and the silence is only good when Brian Cashman's asked about specific players. And with Ime, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it right, Ime, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm talking about. The pitcher from Japan who's coming over, 27-year-old. Unless it's about a specific player, the secrecy, the silence, that's okay. But when we're talking about the offseason in a macro view, that is slightly concerning. When your owner and your GM are not giving you anything concrete about the plans, about the strategy. It felt like last season, the offseason, the Yankees were throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. Plan A failed. They transitioned to Plan B. They signed a bunch of guys. They traded for Bellinger, signed Max Fried. And they said, we're done. We're done. And Hal Steinbrenner, the owner, is still crying poverty. And you look at the, when you look at the makeup of the roster and how much guys are getting paid, Giancarlo Stanton is on the last legs of his contract. Trent Grisham, who shockingly, I don't know why the Yankees ever offered the qualifying offer to Trent Grisham when they should have done their due diligence about the market that was out there for him. They give him that. Now he's the 5th highest paid player on the Yankees at $20+ million. That was a stupid ass decision. And if that's going to be what holds back the Yankees from making a big move in the offseason, I'd say that you'd have a right to be angry and frustrated with the team and a right to take a step back and not be so outraged about the team. It's not going to change anything. This isn't a shot at the fans, but as long as the Yankees exist, people are going to buy the chicken buckets. They're going to go to the games. It's like a social event. Let's go to the stadium. Let's have a good time in that corporate-ass, pathetic stadium that is known as Yankee Stadium. Let's do it. Let's wear our jean jackets and let's wear the this is a shot at girls. They all wear the same, the crop tops with the Yankees jersey and the jean shorts. They wear the same thing, all the girls every time. The guys with their Yankee jerseys, the Yankee hats. Nothing's going to change. And again, this isn't a shot to fans, but like if the organization is going to continue to hold this mindset and they're going to continue to make these statements and these declarative things, oh, we've spent enough, we're strapped for cash. Why invest your time and energy? And I understand this is exactly what I'm doing. That's why it's kind of all over the place. There wasn't necessarily a plan behind this. It's like, you know what? I'm going to hop on here and share my concerns because that's what I'm feeling. But I don't know. This is going to be quick. This is jumbled. My thoughts are not totally put together right now. Because again, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to be transparent with you, the viewer. I've been focusing on the Giants and the Knicks. I host One Giant Step, Giants podcast, Sean Morash. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. And the Yankees have following from afar. Like my friends talk about it all the time in our group chats. Like, I'm okay. I see that. I'm taking all of this in. They haven't done anything yet. There's all speculation. All my friends want to take so much time and energy. But who's that guy going to sign with? Who should the Yankees? And this is always the case. This always happens. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not deterring you from going out there and spending time. If you're into baseball, if you love the Yankees, so be it. That's your prerogative. I don't subscribe to that same belief of continuing to do this and play the who's who and what the Yankees are going to do game when nothing changes. I will refrain from really coming to a conclusion, from making any declarative statements on my own about the Yankees until I see what they do. So keep an eye out. This is quick. Quick rant. I just can't believe the Yankees aren't signaling they're going to go an all-out blitz to try to capitalize on, the primes of two of the best players ever in franchise history, and Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge. That's another story for another day. That's the only reason I'm on here with this mindset. The Yankees have two of the best players in their franchise history on the team at the exact same time, at the tail ends of their career. And they will always look back. And we as fans will always look back and say, they did not do enough to build around them. That's the only reason I'm so frustrated. That's the only reason why I feel the need to not devote and dedicate a lot of time and energy into this organization. So I'm not going to sit here and spend 45 minutes on this like I do with the Giants, like I do with the Knicks. So this is quick. I know, short, sweet, all over the place. My apologies for that. But some more pointed comments and opinions coming your way within the next week about the Yankees. I promise. Stay tuned for all that, and I will talk to you all very soon. Peace.